Do you find yourself wanting to get the kids, grandkids, nieces, and nephews in your life more involved in the kitchen, but you're not sure how? You have come to the right place. That was me years ago. In this video, we are going to cover 5 simple tips to help you get the kids in your life more involved in the kitchen. One of the greatest skills that you can pass on to them is the ability to cook. Research shows that those that grow up in the kitchen and help their parents at a young age grow up to be healthier and more confident in their ability to prepare their own meals. Now, as a result of this, they are typically going to be healthier than their peers, and as an added bonus, they don't have to figure out how to get out of their rut of living off of ramen noodles and cans of SpaghettiOs in their young adult life when they are first out on their own. So let's get started. The first simple tip is for you to think in stages. Now, regardless of age, once they start walking, they can help you in the kitchen. You just have to be more aware and present with them and help them along the way. So a child as young as just 2 or 3 years old can help you simply rinse produce. If you get the colander set up in the sink, get that step stool and help them climb it, turn on the water, they can then rinse those fresh berries, lettuce, and other fruits and vegetables in that colander. And that might not seem like a lot to you, but to them, it is huge because they are helping you with that meal prep. And when those young kids help with the meal prep and help with that cooking process, they're more likely to eat that too. So do you struggle with your own picky eaters at home? Are they not wanting to eat those fruits and vegetables? By you getting them involved in the kitchen with you, that is going to help them be more likely to eat those fresh fruits and vegetables. Now, another great way to be boosting their protein is to, and as well as that vegetable content, is to sneak in enrichables. So enrichables comes in 3 different varieties currently: pea protein, kaolin fiber, and super veggie. So these are great ways to boost the nutrition of those family favorite meals as well. So before we jump into the second tip, I want to hear from you. Do you have picky eaters at home? In what ways are they picky? Leave it in the comments. So tip number 2 is to encourage that creativity. Now, kids of all ages can come up with the craziest ideas that are sometimes even a stretch for us as adults. Things that we would have never thought of. But you want to encourage that, especially at a young age, because that is going to help develop a strong mindset, and that creativity will continue into their adulthood. So this is one of my favorite things to do with my nieces and nephews in the kitchen. When they come up with some crazy ideas that might seem just outrageous to you, I encourage you to just go with it, run with it, give it a try. Now, if it is something that is very unhealthy or borderline dangerous, don't do that. But if they come up with something like turning a cookie or cupcake mix into pancakes, go with it. It's fun, and it is going to keep them more interested in helping you in the kitchen in the future, especially as they get older. And you never know, you might be raising the next big professional chef right in your own kitchen. Now, this goes along with tip number 3, which is to instill good habits. Now, as you are preparing meals and cooking together with the kids in your life, you can also teach them basic life skills along the way. Something as simple as cleaning up as you go. Now, as you are prepping your fruits and vegetables for your stir fry or your breakfast scramble, you can teach them to clean up at the same time. So maybe get that cutting board and knife into the sink once you're done preparing before you move on to the next step of actually cooking. Or those of you that love to do meal prep on weekends and batch cook, have those storage containers out and ready to go and help them measure out those perfect proportions into those containers to store in the fridge for grab and go snacks or bagged freezer prep meals to use later in the year. You also have the opportunity to teach them about chemistry and various other parts of cooking that they can also use those skills later on in life. And plus, once that meal is finished, by helping them along the way, going step by step, they are going to be able to save a lot of the work once the meal is done, because you are working in those little steps. Instead of being overwhelmed with a huge mess of dishes or a huge pile of food on the counter once you're done cooking. So before we jump into step number 4, I want to remind you to hit the subscribe button because I'm dropping videos like this every week and I would hate for you to miss out on the next one. So step number 4 is to make it a learning opportunity. This is one of the most important because it will stick with them all throughout their life, not just as a little kid. And one of my favorite ways to do this is through various science experiments. Now, baking is a great option to start to teach them about the basics of chemistry. Something as simple as, why do you use baking soda sometimes and baking powder other times? You have the opportunity to teach them about the differences between those basic acids and bases and that chemistry concept in the process of baking. Now, another fun science experiment is to help them make their own rock candy. This was one of my personal favorites as a kid, and we did it multiple times throughout my childhood. Always fun, even after doing it several times throughout my life. So to make this yourself, you're going to start by boiling 2 cups of water and then stir in 4 cups of sugar to make a basic simple sugar solution. Once that sugar is dissolved, you will see the liquid as completely clear, and then you are going to put that into a glass jar and have a weighted string inside there. That string is going to allow the sugar to grow on and make that rock candy. So you could use a paper clip or any other weighted that you prefer to keep that string in place inside the middle of that glass jar. And then you're going to set that string on a piece of wax paper so that way it can dry. After 24 hours, reinsert that string into the glass jar. And this is where it's fun to add some food coloring to make the rock candy various colors. Now you can use whatever color you dream of. I know there's food coloring out there in primary colors, neon colors. You could combine them to make your own color variations. The sky is the limit when it comes to making your own rock candy. Now, over a week, you'll start to see it growing a little bit more each day. Explain the process to your kids as you're watching it grow together. Have them jot down their notes and observations in a notebook so that way they can think back to what it was like at the beginning. Maybe share their excitement and what colors they think they're going to create with that rock candy. Embrace that creativity and most importantly, have fun with it. So the last tip is to embrace the passion and share your passion for the kitchen with the kids in your life. You, as an adult, already know that cooking is fun, and there is a very good chance that your kids are going to agree with you, especially when they see you having fun and enjoying it. And that passion is going to stick with them for years to come, as are the memories that you are creating with them at a young age. Now, you can also use these tips in other parts of your life as well. So maybe you don't always enjoy cooking, Maybe you enjoy gardening or simply being outside in nature. Whatever you enjoy, there's a good chance that your kids are going to learn to enjoy that as well when you share that love and passion with them. So let's keep this momentum going. If you are ready for more tips and tricks, visit my website in the description below, check out the blog, and search Kids in the Kitchen.